What's one of the weirdest promotional items you've ever downloaded for a game? Well, let's go back to 2000, when Lionhead were a couple of years through the 3-year development cycle of Black and White, and the rest of us were all busy whipping the llama's arse with Winamp. Now, this is context I probably don't need to give to my well-informed viewers, but Winamp, if you were very much into music in the early 2000s, and therefore very much into MP3s, Winamp was kind of a big deal. There was always that one kid who swore by Music Match Jukebox, it's the all-in-one solution for ripping, organising and playing your music. But if you went to a randomly selected PC and looked for what media player was installed on it, you would probably find Winamp. Or XMMS. I had XMMS, I was a desktop Linux type. Winamp was popular, not least in part, because it was so customisable. It was very easy to make a Winamp skin, and there were thousands of them. You could pick from your favourite band, your favourite anime, your motor vehicle manufacturer of choice. Someone had probably made a skin, and they were easy enough to make yourself. For my install of XMMS, I had a skin which looked like a piece of 70s hi-fi. Not much has changed in my life, really, has it? The other important part of customization was visualizations. Let's imagine you are a young adult in this early 2000s timeframe and you are throwing a house party. Well, what more impressive thing could you do than drag your desktop PC into the front room, connect it up to the TV with a composite cable, and show off your latest 3D visualizations of choice, and of course your graphics card's ability to handle them. It's like Cars and Coffee for computer science students. We couldn't go to an actual Cars and Coffee because for the few of us that had cars, the cars we had were deeply, deeply tragic. And you may be thinking at this point, didn't you start by introducing Black and White and go off onto a complete tangent about Winamp? Well, yes, because one of the weirdest promotional items for a game that I ever downloaded was Black and White's Dancing Bear Winamp visualization plugin. And they seem just completely ridiculous, but there was a sort of point to it, which was that Lionhead were trying to get across just how incredible the creature AI for Black and White was going to be, and how could you demonstrate that without giving away a massive portion of the game? Well, could show the creature dancing, a thing which it could do in-game, in response to your music. And so they made this little plugin, and they kind of went all out. Watch this go. I can't put Black and White in your Black and White thanks to copyright restrictions, but with a little bit of game soundtrack magic, we can see the bear attempt to dance with disco lights and everything going on. Yeah, they had a lot of fun at Lionhead, didn't they? But yeah, this came out and it was actually, as I recall, a surprisingly big thing. I know, because I desperately wanted to run it. I think I downloaded it before I upgraded to the PC I ran Black and White on, which had a Voodoo 2, and so therefore trying to run windowed 3D, not so much. And then trying to run this on Linux, not so much. So the thing here, this is the first time I'm actually seeing it running. And I do recall when I say this was a big thing, this spawned imitations of it. And I had a really dodgy imitation of it, which was a Dancing Bear plugin, which just looped sort of like 16 frames of animation entirely in 2D. So seeing this, this is pretty impressive. I find this quite enjoyable to watch. I don't know what that says about me. Oh, and you see how the bear cups a paw to his ear? Well, this plugin actually reacts to the beat of your music, and that is the bear trying to figure out where the beat is. If I give him something that's a little easier to figure out, all of these beat matching plugins are always a little bit on the janky side, but with the Unreal Tournament soundtrack, I think he sort of gets there and manages to dance to the beat. An impressive effect for 2000. Is there a point to this? No, really not. It's just that when I do videos of games, and the Black and White is a chunky boy video there, I often miss a lot of these little bits of ephemera and details just because there's not enough time to put them in, or rather with my inability to edit succinctly, there's not enough time to put them in. Let's not, you know, lie about who or what the real problem is. And I thought, well, let's make something covering this, because it is a nice little artifact of the time. You've got these sort of weird promotional things for games and printers, and well, that's another story, let's not go there. Yeah, did you download this in the day? Have you downloaded anything weird to promote a game? Let me know. And I should probably just stop cracking up and get on to writing the script for the next outing of this.